1, 2, 3.
Welcome to The Push. My name's Steve Machine Curran.
And I'm Kev, Big Daddy Allwood.
And we are back. Episode 58, Kev.
58.
It's been a long ass time.
We are veterans of the podcast game.
Yes. To the degree where we have a studio and you can't see it, but we have an amazing system set up for your listening pleasure.
We do. We actually have the tech now.
We have microphones.
Microphones.
And a backdrop.
And a backdrop. And a mixing board thingy-majiggy right here.
And no clue whatsoever.
No idea.
They call it in powerlifting all the gear, but no idea.
We actually tried to do a podcast a few weeks back, and we were like two monkeys trying to work out how to operate a computer.
In fact, two monkeys would have done a better job.
They probably would have.
There's probably monkey podcasts out there that are better than this. I'm actually really angry today, man. I'm fucking pissed off because I had to get my car serviced.
Yes.
And my car, I take it to Lexus, right? And I get it.
You drive a Honda.
No, it's not a Honda.
No, it's a Toyota.
Oh, yeah, okay.
All right.
It's a mix-a-lot joke. So I take it to Lexus and for their annual service, right? And they begrudgingly give me a Lexus car, right?
Right.
So they give me a brand new car.
Do you think they don't like you?
I think they think I'm a criminal. I think I'm going to abscond with their car.
Oh, do you really think that?
Yeah.
Do you really think they think that?
Yeah. They just give me dirties.
You are.
I am projecting.
Dodgy-looking motherfucker, though.
But so, I as you know, I don't answer my phone when I'm at work. I don't take calls.
Yes.
And these guys are blowing up my phone. I answer it finally, and the guy said, "I've got to get this, and this done." But because it's so late in the day, because we've rang you multiple times, you're going to have to keep our car over the weekend. Like I'm trying to scam a new car for a weekend, you know. So I've been obsessing about it all afternoon and what I'm going to say to the guy when I get back to Lexus.
Have you worked it out?
Well, I don't want to say it too early because then I've got to stand around and be uncomfortable with them until they bring my car back. So out on leaving, I'm going to say something like, by the way, I don't appreciate you implying that I'm trying to scam a car and dodging your calls. I'm way too busy for this. Please, it's beneath me. Is that good? Or is that am I just being sensitive?
You think you're going to say it's beneath me?
Oh, yeah. This is the only time...
I liked it up until I'm way too busy for that.
You think?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
or maybe not say anything.
I don't know. I mean...
It's just lucky that I wasn't juiced up back in the day.
But you're also not married to your phone and don't fucking answer every time it fucking makes a noise.
That's right. I'm not waiting for Lexus to call me all day.
You have more important things to do, like people paying you money.
Yeah, so maybe I need to say. Actually, I don't know. I'm over it now. I spent about half an hour obsessing. Yeah. And now I'm over it.
Oh, so you've worked it all out in your head and you're not even going to follow through?
Probably not. And I do get a nice car for 2 days.
Yeah.
So there's that.
Yeah. Is it like a 2020 model or something?
It's 2019 IS 300. It's
that doesn't mean shit to me.
It's like a rich Chinese accountant's car.
So it's a sedan.
Sedan. Yeah. It's basically a Camry with nicer finish.
Yeah.
No, it is. That's not actually true. It's a nice car. It's V6. It's got toggles on the steering wheel. It means it goes fast. So you can change gears on the steering wheel.
Oh,
like that's sport mode. Apparently, I've got that on mine as well.
Right.
Sport
what year
mode.
Is yours?
2015 or something.
Right.
It's about 5 years old.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, that's Lexus. Squat to your drop.
Well, look, we've got a bit of backlog.
We have actually. Yeah, we have.
So, some time has passed since our last podcast, and some shit's gone down.
Yeah.
And the world's still...
Bit Covidy still.
Bit Covidy, yeah.
New Zealand, actually.
New Zealand had a couple of new cases in Auckland after having months with none. Yeah. So that Auckland, the Auckland area, top of the North Island, went into a stage something or other lockdown. Yes. But just that Auckland region. Yes. And the rest of the country's, got level 1 situation, which means masks on public transport, that sort of thing.
And sheep? Sheep have to wear masks?
Sheep all look the same, so they don't need masks.
Really?
No, I don't know. I don't know about sheep and masks.
But they're all right?
Sheep don't really catch public transport that much.
No, that's true. They just stay at home with their owners.
Yeah.
Sorry, I digress. What were you saying about COVID?
Oh yeah, so like the whole country's fine. It's just the one area was in lockdown, but like they had 3 cases or something stupid.
Oh, it wasn't that many.
No, I don't know. I don't actually know.
No.
I'm making up numbers. But
And you moved house as well?
yeah, I moved house. I changed jobs. There's a lot that's happened.
What are you now, a gigolo?
How did you know?
Yeah.
Oh, because you booked me.
you turned up. It's a very embarrassing moment.
Yeah.
You didn't look like a black African.
Yeah, they just send me to whatever the request is, and mostly they don't knock me back.
But
they just go, oh well, you're here now.
I thought it was inappropriate when you turn up with blackface on.
Okay, not gigoloing.
Blackface on, but only blackface on your face and on your dick.
Yeah, trying to pass it off.
Yes, it's BBC.
It's
Anyway.
one major factor that was out of place.
Well, two, length and girth.
Right.
Straight into the dick jokes.
Yeah, so
What were you talking about?
I was talking about my job.
Okay, yeah.
So I was working in. I've been working in construction.
Yes.
Yeah,
How's that going?
it's going good.
Mm.
Yeah.
You by construction you actually mean demolition, don't you?
Well, a bit of both.
Yeah, because they're sort of opposite ends of the spectrum. One's building things.
I was working for a demolition company.
Right.
2020, the last half of 2020.
Yeah.
Last quarter actually.
Yeah.
And I am now a licensed crane driver.
Yeah.
So I will be working in construction.
Yeah. And you don't have a problem with heights?
No.
Okay. That's good.
Well, maybe if I went like really high, I might be a bit nervous.
I'd be terrified.
But the crane that I was tested in, and I did my practical component.
Oh, so you've actually been in one?
Yeah. Yeah,
Right.
I've driven a crane.
Okay. How big was it?
Like not that high, maybe
Like this high?
I don't know, like 30 meters up or something.
Really?
Yeah.
That sounds impressive.
Yeah.
30 meters. So can give me some perspective. Is that bigger than City Gym? Taller than City Gym?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Maybe twice.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Seems legit.
Yeah.
So I assume it's hard to get into though. Actually,
They range in size though.
I don't mean physically into.
No. But 30 meters up isn't a big crane.
Right.
That's considered a small crane.
No, for sure.
You can actually go 100 meters up.
Oh yeah,
That's
they're terrifying.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
But these days they mostly run with remote control.
Are they?
Operated with remote. So you don't actually go up. You got to go up into the crane once a week or twice a week to do checks.
Give it a rub down.
Basically, do all the safety checks.
Right.
But then you climb back down and you operate you put a little thing around your neck, you've got a little board in front of you.
Oh, I've seen that.
And you operate the things from down on the ground.
But I've seen the little glass bubble where the guy's sitting up there.
Well, that's traditionally where you would sit. That's where I sat to do the test.
Okay.
But majority of work these days is done by remote control.
Right, I see.
So you can operate it by remote control on the ground, or you can climb up and sit in that box.
Okay. Right.
The thing is, when you're up in that box, if you need to go for a piss or a shit, you've got to leave the box or
do it in a bucket.
Piss in a bottle or something.
Yeah, right, okay.
Yeah, which they do.
Yeah, well, I can imagine. Yeah, you couldn't ignore the poo voice then.
No.
We might have to.
What?
We'd have to ignore the poo voice. I was just going to mention briefly the fact that we've got Squat to Drop Challenge tomorrow.
Yes.
Just briefly.
City Gym.
Yes.
Open day.
Yes.
Tomorrow.
It's not a powerlifting competition because powerlifting is when you eat a lot of burgers and then stand up, lift or squat, bench or deadlift a house for 1 rep.
Yes.
And then sit down and start eating again.
Right.
And it's not bodybuilding because bodybuilding is when you don't eat anything at all, but you look like you can lift a lot of weight, but you can't because you're exhausted from taking selfies.
Yes, it's a bit of a rough summary there.
Yeah, but so it's just lifting body weight for as many reps as possible, and unless you're female, in which case it's 75% of your body weight.
Right. So that's at the open day tomorrow. It
10
starts
a.m.
at 10 a.m.
Yeah.
City Gym, Sydney.
Yes.
Come along if you think you can do. Steve's been practicing. Every week on leg day, he's practicing his body weight squats. And I was there last week,
Last Wednesday.
And you got to 72. Did you try again this week or you given it a rest?
Rested this week.
Rested because you got the big day tomorrow.
One of my clients
did 80, right?
Did 80, yeah.
How much does he weigh?
Same, exactly the same, 76.
Right.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool. It's going to be, so we're going to go last. We're going to flip a coin to see who goes first.
You'd have to, like, being 76 kilos, you'd need to get at least 76 reps. Otherwise, you're kind of not even on the scale.
You think?
Yeah, I think.
So
I think in terms of your psychology and how you'll feel about yourself, if you don't match your
I'm going
kilos,
for 100. I'm going for 100 reps.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the goal.
Far out. That's a big jump from 72.
Yeah, I know. Well, he wore knee wraps when he did his. And apparently not wraps, knee sleeves.
Right.
Yeah, and wraps.
Did your knees feel at all weak? Or?
My one with the ACL felt a little bit suspect.
Oh, that's right. I forgot momentarily that you had no ACL.
And it's literally about a year ago. It's
still fucking 70 reps with no fucking ACL.
Yeah.
You're doing pretty good.
Yeah.
For an old broken down man.
For broken, mentally, physically, and spiritually.
Yeah.
So that's that.
Should we show everyone our mixing board?
Oh, no, I think if you want.
Oh, look at that. Look at that. There's lights and everything.
It's amazing.
We only know how 2 buttons work, though.
We know how the big red record button works, and that's about it. So I nearly had an incident like you when one of the boys nearly walked in on you.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So
were you on your own, or were you...
No, my daughter was home.
Yes. No, but you were with...
I was by myself.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. I was by myself, and I'd locked myself in the bathroom.
Right.
So there's no way... and started looking at some porn, forgetting that I left the Bluetooth, because she'd just come home. I left the Bluetooth speaker on. And
so the noise wasn't coming through your phone?
It was coming through the speaker.
Oh, fuck, which is downstairs.
Yes.
And she was...
Well,
when did you realise?
She said, "What's that, Dad?" Oh, fuck. Quickly turned, stop.
What was the...
what do you think the noise was? Yeah, of course.
Right.
It was just a couple of seconds.
Yeah. And did you say something? Did you think of something?
I just said it was a song. You know, those crazy songs these days.
Yeah,
could have been WAP. Could have been
save.
Cardi D.
Yeah,
Cardi B.
Do you reckon it was a save?
I think it was a save.
Did you have your dick in your hand at the time?
No, I was just getting ready. It's the prelude.
Wow.
It's funny, thinking about if you don't have your phone around and you're just fantasizing, right? I don't know. Tell me if you do this. So you'll think about, like, go back into the wank bank, and you'll think about some erotic episode that you've had.
Yes.
But I tend to always end up adding bits to it to make it, and like it might be it might already be a complete circus.
Yes.
But I'll be thinking, and then this happened, and then these people joined in.
Well, that's what they do with real life stories in Hollywood movies. They change bits to make it more appealing to the viewer.
Yeah. So it's based on a true story.
Based on a true story.
Yeah.
So it's 80% factual.
Yeah.
You just added a bit 20%.
But it's never enough. Like, when the farmyard animals start getting involved, and do you do that?
I don't do farmyard animals.
Do you expand on it though?
Not really.
Huh?
No.
You don't think back to times where something nearly I think still back to my grade 9 experience.
Oh, and you play it out as if it had continued on.
When I've told many stories many times.
Yes, I do that.
Yeah, where for whatever reason it didn't happen.
Yes, it didn't happen. You got the offer and you were like so nervous that you bailed before it even
that's
happened.
Right. Yes. Yeah, that's right.
Yes. Wow. And you're still regretting that.
Do you think women do that?
Regret the chances they could have had of getting some dick?
For sure, they must do.
I don't know. Only if it turned out to be a famous person or something, I reckon.
I don't know. Men are sad.
Yeah. But things affect us for a long time like that,
In what way?
Well, like, if you are a young man in your teens and you get rejected by a woman.
Oh, this is because you got rejected. You're still going on.
You carry that.
This is the...
You carry that from
well, you do.
You did. You don't think people do in general? Like, I mean,
Oh, for
I
sure.
got past
If
it.
it's in that formative years, for sure.
Look, I mean,
Do you want to tell people?
It wasn't that I got rejected. It was that I was. I mean, I got it. I got one away.
Right.
But I was then compared to somebody.
Yes, that's right. And he had a really good body.
I wasn't measuring. You didn't
measure up.
Yeah. But I mean, if a guy was to get rejected, like if a guy made advances on multiple different girls when he was 18 or whatever,
yeah,
and he got rejected every time, it's going to put him in a bad position for confidence with women, right?
Yes.
That's not my situation.
Yeah.
But that would be the situation for a number of men out
there. You know, there's a term for that, incel. You know what an incel is?
Mm-mm.
Involuntary celibate. Have you heard this term?
No.
So there's these groups called incels, and they're like nerdy
guys who can't get
beta sort of
can't
guys.
get laid.
Can't get laid, and so they're involuntary celibate, and they're angry about it. They're angry at alpha males getting laid, and they're angry at women because they're not interested.
Yeah, incel to me sounds like some sort of spy fucking.
There might be spies.
Plant in a situation.
There may be spies.
Incel.
Yeah. That's because it is the term, isn't it? The term like sleeper cell.
Yeah, that sort of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, but they're not sleeping with anyone.
No. All right. Yeah. No, I haven't heard of that. But like, what I'm saying is, men hold on to these, events that happen in a particular age range.
I think the formative years of puberty.
Yes.
Yeah. Definitely. Same with what you're attracted to. We've had this discussion before. I remember there was a girl who was dating my best mate at the time, and they lost their virginity together, and she was super hot, like this, because we went to like just a big country public high school.
Yes.
And it was just a nightmare. Like I don't know how many kids. There's so many kids, and the girls' uniform. They basically were just wearing like a belt for a skirt, tiny skirt.
Yes, fantastic.
And this girl had the girlfriend had this tiny skirt and these chunky thighs, big ass, and it's just amazing. And that's like embedded in my mind as like the ultimate.
Pinnacle.
Yeah.
And that's what you've been seeking ever since. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
See, these things, these foundations are laid.
Yes.
Or not laid.
Yeah, if you're an incel.
Yeah, in those years, I don't know if it's age 13 to 18 or 16 or whatever it is, I mean, I lost my virginity at 16, but I was definitely trying to lose it for a few years prior to that.
Yeah.
But there are guys, I had friends who didn't lose their virginity till they were 20 or older.
Damn.
So whether those years prior to that, 13 to 20 or whatever it was, when they might have liked girls and not had the balls to approach them or been rejected or...
they would still have had some sort of foundation set.
Yes, that's right.
Because, I was a virgin when I was jerking off thinking about that girl. Do you know what I mean?
When you were jerking off, you were recalling back to the time when you were a virgin.
No, not now. I mean back then.
Right. When you were jerking off, when you think about that situation where you knocked back that opportunity...
Oh, this is when I was in grade 9.
Do you put yourself back in that as if you were there again and you actually take the opportunity?
No, maybe. Yeah, a little bit. But it's a bit of a stretch, isn't it? Like, I can hardly remember what she looked like. I just remember she had really beautifully tanned skin and, again, tiny dress. And she would always rub up against me in art. Like rubbing up against my boner in art.
Yeah, right. Or back onto it.
Yeah, like just
Wow,
it's ridiculous.
That's pretty forward for a
very
15-year-old.
Well, she was sexually active. Yeah.
With older boys or something?
No, just maybe a grade 10 or something. Guys that had cars, 16-year-olds, on their whatever they are, P's, L's. I don't know. It's very easy. Licenses were so easy back then.
They didn't have that then.
Girls were so easy back then. I don't know. There was a. Did you see there was a big petition signed by a whole heap of private school girls saying that a discussion about consent needs to happen a lot younger
earlier in the relationship.
Because at school because
to teach about consent.
Yeah, because girls are getting through school and getting coerced into sexual situations that they realise later are actually sexual assault. Did you read about this?
No, I didn't.
So thousands of girls signed this petition from private schools and accusing, it was all anonymous, but accusing guys from like Waverley and stuff like that with that, like forcing them to give them blowjobs and things.
Forcing them.
Yeah.
Coercion,
right. Forcing, just how guys work at that age, like, and it's not even about the sex; it's about ticking the box, don't you think? It's about saying to your mates, "There's an element of that." Like, I got my hand down her pants. No.
Well, thinking back to those years, there are plenty of times where you're trying to push further than what you'd been previously.
Yeah.
And sometimes you'd get a bit further, and sometimes you get knocked back, and then you might try again. And is that like going over the line? Because eventually you get there. Might not have been that time, might be the next time.
Yeah, but is there an element of wearing a woman down, wearing a girl down?
It was all part of the game, though, wasn't it? Like,
I guess so. But it's now you know.
I when I was 22, I met this girl, and she took me home, and she wouldn't let me have sex with her.
Right.
I stayed the night.
Yeah.
I left the next day, but I went home with her again the next night.
Right.
And she didn't want to let me have sex again.
Right, yeah.
I went back the third night, and we had sex. Right. So
yeah.
obviously, I was trying, and I got knocked back. Right.
Yes, yeah.
I wasn't an asshole and pushed it on her. I waited until she allowed it to happen.
Yeah, and you didn't block her then after getting knocked back the first two times.
No, I ended up dating her for a couple of years actually.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
But I wanted it more badly and like worse. I wanted it more and more. The more I got told no, the more I wanted to achieve the conquest.
Yeah. Yeah.
So these days, because obviously I would have been trying, and I would have gotten to a certain point, and she would go, no, not tonight.
And then you respected that.
I did respect that, but there was up until the time where I was told no, I was trying.
Yeah.
Right. I would have had sex with her the first night if she'd allowed it.
Sure.
She didn't allow it.
Yeah.
And I didn't push it. Well, I probably pushed it a couple of times, but then when I was told no means no, then that was it. But like I remember around that age, or even younger than that, you try and get some, right? You try.
Yeah.
And then sometimes you'll get there, and sometimes you won't.
Yeah.
Like it's all part of growing up and discovering your sexuality, right? You would have worked out with boys, right?
As with the women as well. The girls are doing the same thing.
That's right. And there were some girls that would give it up straight up first time, and some that did not.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's the whole consent thing. I mean, obviously you need to give consent, but do you actually need a formal consent giving? Like it's just like in those scenarios for me when I was a young man, teenager, and then into my early 20s, it happened. It just happened when it happened.
Yeah, but now I think with this, it's such a sensitive topic now that it's different times, man. Like people, people are exaggerating, saying, "Okay, I'd like to take your bra off. Do you give me consent to take your bra off?"
Wow.
That's what it's at now.
Doesn't it remove all the kind of
passion?
Yeah, the passion and the like the
excitement
of it.
Yeah,
because all that stuff's very exciting when you're doing those sort of things for the first time.
Amazing. But there was a desire to, even if I didn't actually tell people, internally there was an internal desire to want to tick off, get to a certain stage and then get laid. Like I don't know about you, I felt a lot of pressure at not being a virgin.
Pressure to lose your virginity?
Yeah.
Oh, what, from outside of...
Yeah, like even shame. Like I lost my virginity at 17, and at the time I think I was thinking that everybody was getting laid except me.
Right. Yeah, I never experienced pressure from anyone else. I just had my own internal desires that I needed to meet, and I wasn't meeting them. I was trying.
Yeah.
From a very young age.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
I was at there's this really hot Indian girl at Woolworths down the corner.
Yes.
It's beautiful, like really beautiful. And she always says hi to me. And then to ensure that it's completely on the up and up, she always asks how my daughter is.
Yes.
Right? Which is, I'm just being polite.
Yes.
But so the other day,
you think that she's doing that to reaffirm that she's not trying to hit on you?
That's right, for sure.
Right.
I think so.
But you know that. Is she actually flirting a little bit?
No.
She's just saying hi.
And she doesn't talk to anyone else though.
Right. But you've never had any vibe.
There's no vibe.
There's no vibe. Right.
But
she's like a third of your age or something, probably.
A third?
Yeah.
12?
It's been a long time since you were 36.
3 12s or 36, are they?
Yes.
Oh, fuck, my maths is bad, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wish I was 36. That's good. Anyway, so the other day I saw her and chatted to her for a while, and then she was in the next aisle, and I thought I'll chat to her a bit more. And I was in this aisle, and it wasn't an aisle that I needed to buy anything, so I had to buy get some oats.
Oh, well, at least there was something.
because and I felt
like it was a confectionery aisle. Right?
Well, I felt like George Costanza. That's the sort of thing George Costanza on like he'd probably grab for some tampons or something.
Yes,
and then
yes. Yes, that's funny.
Oh man, sad. Yeah. I don't know. I try to be friendly. I've told you that before. I try to be friendly with supermarket people.
Yes, you do.
Don't you? You're not one of these people that keep your headphones in and not acknowledge the staff, are you?
What? Yeah, I keep the headphones on.
No, it's fucked, man.
Why?
It's rude.
What stuff are you talking about?
Like when you go through checkout.
No, I don't. I check my own shit out.
Okay,
so I do my own checkout, and I don't need to talk to anyone while I'm there. To anybody while I'm there.
So, when you do grocery shopping,
if I go to a manned checkout,
yes.
I will take them off and say hello and keep them off while
that's what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I rarely do that.
Okay.
I rarely go down that
path.
Yeah.
Why's that? Because you want to self-isolate? Be miserable?
I think it's quicker doing it myself.
It is quicker, but there's statistics have shown that the more interactions you have with people, even like random interactions with people,
yes,
that you see regularly,
right,
are actually better for your mental health.
Okay, my mental health is fine.
Okay, if you say so.
It is. My mental health is fine.
Okay, all right.
Yep. The only drama in my life is triggered by one of my exes.
Yes.
Which we won't go into.
No, we won't.
And that's an ongoing thing.
Yeah.
Because it involves a child.
Yeah.
Right. That's the only. Everything else is pretty sweet.
But so there's ways of dealing with that.
Right.
That you can get help with.
Right. You think I need some help?
No. I'm just saying, if I was in that situation, because it's a fucking really difficult situation, which isn't going to ever, until she's 18, really resolve. I'd want outside. I'd want to have some level of, I don't know, someone outside to help me deal with it. Because it's hard.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's ongoing legal involvement with this, and
I'm not talking about from a legal standpoint.
No,
I'm talking from your well-being standpoint.
I know you are, but like I'm dotting all my I's and crossing all my T's along this path,
right?
And doing what needs to be done so that I can make little legal gains.
Yes, which you have been.
Yeah, and each one of those feels like a little victory.
Yeah,
right. Another step forward.
Yeah, and that gives you
sometimes there's a step back.
That gives you some solace.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's understandable. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got some of that coming up. I've got some dates.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so we've got trials and shit and hearings and.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Probably don't want to go into that in this forum.
No, I do not.
No. I was reading a chapter in a book that as soon as I read it, I thought of you.
Yes.
I think you'll like it. It's so there's
some ridiculously good-looking fellow.
Yeah, sort of. So there's a book called Poppy, and it's about Afghanistan in because most of the world's heroin comes from Afghanistan.
Yes.
And there's and the tribesmen in Afghanistan, when they go out into the fields and fight with warlords and fight with other tribesmen, they of course women can't come, because women have got to stay home and be subservient to the male and can't even. So they bring young boys with them, and they dress them up as women's clothes and call them dancing boys.
Right.
And they dance around the...
Oh, yeah, I've seen this in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they basically... The tribesmen then just all fuck them and pass them around.
Right. And what made you think of me?
Oh, I just thought that might tickle your fancy.
Right.
Isn't that fucked up?
That is pretty fucked up, yeah.
So some of them, they'll steal a young guy from another tribe.
Yeah.
And
keep him as a sex slave.
Yeah, there's apparently a documentary about it.
Yeah, I've seen something. I don't know if it was a movie.
It's called Dancing Boys or something.
Right. Yeah.
But heaven forbid a woman goes and sleeps with someone. It's a bit hypocritical, isn't it?
Mm. And do they consider, in that culture, they consider that to be an acceptable thing?
Yeah.
Apart from the boys, probably don't find it very acceptable.
No, that's right.
Being forced, but in terms of within the rest of the society,
the culture,
it's
it's celebrated. Like these dancing boys are celebrated,
right?
Yeah,
and it's not looked upon as to hook up with one of those boys. It's not considered to be a
homosexual act,
or anything like that. It's not considered to be something that's forbidden or taboo.
Oh, I don't know. I haven't really gone into it that much.
Yeah, well, it's a little bit like the lady boys in Thailand. When I was on a holiday in Thailand, I met up with me and Marcelo met this guy who was from Jordan.
Right.
And he was staying across from where we were staying, and we saw him a couple of times. So we said, "G'day, hey, how you going?" Because he had a good build, and he's obviously come back from the gym. And so, what have you been up to? And he goes, "Oh, I had a big night last night. I took 5 lady boys home."
Damn.
We were like, okay,
open about it.
Yeah, he was like fully open about it.
Good on him.
There was no shame.
Yeah.
He just said it like it was
from Jordan.
From Jordan, yeah.
Yeah, you wouldn't be doing that at home.
No.
Yeah.
No. So that was like he just kind of gave us that information and carried on the conversation as if it was like just normal.
So did you go out with him the next night?
Yeah, we spent the rest of the holiday partying with him.
What do they call them?
No, I did not.
Katawi.
I did not.
Katawi.
What's Katawi?
Katawi is a name for lady boys in Thailand.
I wouldn't even know that.
Yeah.
How would you know that?
A friend told me.
I can't remember that.
I miss Thailand, man.
Yeah, I miss Thailand too.
Yeah. Not because of the Katawi.
Oh dear. So you're feeling a bit Katawi? For Katawi?
Yes. That land of smiles.
I know. Imagine what their economy is doing with no tourists.
Tanked. Imagine Phuket. It's got no industry.
With no tourists.
Yeah, we just lost our light. What the hell happened then?
Flip that on.
Oh yeah. Sorry about that. We just had a technical issue.
Yeah. Luckily it could be fixed.
That's why you buy $10 lights from Amazon.
$10 for those, though?
No, they're more expensive than that.
Right.
We just had to. We delved into the push budget.
Yeah. Huge budget we got there.
Gym fuckery.
Yes.
Got anything for gym fuckery?
Oh, you hit me with some gym fuckery. Actually, just on the gym.
Oh, I think there might be
overheating.
Yeah.
I've got at my new house. I've got a double garage door, and about half of it's basically storage, and the other half we're just gonna leave those off.
I think we'll leave them off.
Yeah.
The other half be a bit better. Lighting might be a bit better.
Yeah, you might even look better looking in this light than before.
Amazing as it sounds.
Impossible.
Impossible.
Right. I'll set up the other side with the gym.
Oh yeah.
Because for Christmas, and you know this.
Yes.
Jade got me an Olympic bar.
Yeah. She asked me which one to get.
She did. She told me she asked you. So I'm glad that you were on the case.
Yes.
It's great.
Is it good?
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, loads of lifting.
It's good.
Good website.
Oh right, is that where it's from? Yeah. So I've got a bench.
Right.
That bench that I managed to salvage that day.
Yes, from the beach.
Yeah, bench, bar across that. I'm using just a thin bar there, not the Olympic bar. The Olympic bar is on the ground to use for I could use it for bench, but I'm using it for deadlifts.
Yeah.
I've got a chin up bar. I'm gonna have dipping pad things sticking out of the wall, and a few dumbbells and some plates. I've got and a punching bag. So I've got everything. I just realised yesterday it's basically I can
You just need to
train every body part.
Right, squats.
Huh?
Squats.
Can squat with the Olympic bar.
Okay. Do you have something to put the bar on? Or?
No.
Okay. Garmin wheelie bins like we did at my place.
Could do, but I was been looking on Facebook Marketplace. And
for a couple of stands.
Yeah, there was a couple of stands in there.
Yeah. How
cheap.
much? Yeah.
$70.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So squat stands, but like I was even realizing that if I wanted to, I could train a few people there if I was want to go down that path.
A Big Daddy's gym.
Yeah.
Good
It's
market.
complete. Like there's nothing that I can't. There's no body part that's not able to be trained in.
Yeah, you can do some boxing lessons as well.
Yeah, and out the front of my house there's 40 steps.
Oh, there you go.
So I can get them to do a few
sprints.
Get them to do a few sets and then run up the stairs and come back down and do a few more.
You could train your missus.
Yep.
Would she be receptive to that?
No.
Gab's turned a corner. She actually will now. Like I trained her this morning. My 5 a.m. didn't show up, so I trained her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For something other than chest.
No, back deadlifts.
Yeah.
So she's since we went away, two things changed. She started getting up when I get up at a ridiculous hour, and going to the gym when I go, and she stopped drinking. Completely stopped drinking. She used to drink a few red wines once or twice a week.
Right.
But anyway, we're going to get back to gym fuckery.
Yes. But she's looking good.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, she's working really hard.
Yeah, no, it's noticeable.
Yeah, she runs home a few nights a week from work. Yeah, with a backpack on.
Yeah, shit, that's key.
Yeah, 5Ks.
Good for her.
Yeah.
Gym. What you got to do? You just got to stick.
Just got to get it
done.
Going.
Yeah.
Get it done. The drink's a big thing, man. It fucks people.
So what she'd have probably a bottle of wine a week.
It would work out to that. Yeah. But most of it would be on a Saturday night. So. So she'd miss the stairs with us.
Yes.
And then she'd be on the back foot till about Tuesday, probably just not feeling right.
Yeah. And makes a big impact when you remove alcohol completely. Yes.
And getting up early and just getting it done quickly. So gym fuckery. The biggest thing I've noticed in gyms at the moment is girls nesting in the squat rack. Have you noticed this?
Nesting.
Girls nesting in the squat rack.
Right.
So what they'll do, they're usually girls that can actually lift.
Yes.
But what they'll do is they'll set up, maybe do a couple of warm-ups, and then some very intricate pre-workout dynamic stretching and moves like bird dog and stretching, and then sit down cross-legged, looking really cute on their phone.
Yes.
Then maybe get up, do a set with the bar, sit down, cute Instagram.
And they've got their bottle and their towel.
Oh, they've got everything. They've got all the belt, booty bands, all set up. And so it'll be half an hour in the rack before they've actually done their first work set.
Right.
And
nesting.
It's nesting. That's what they're doing. It's a thing. Some boys do it too as well, but it seems to be mainly and they're usually hot, cute girls that can lift.
Do they eventually get the job done, or do they fuck around?
They do. But the return on investment, like they're literally what should take half an hour of squatting takes about an hour and a half.
But they got to set up their phone and record the sets.
Oh, there's that as well. Yeah, of course.
Post it.
Yeah. Make a little comment. Oh, look cute. Might delete later. I don't know. IDK.
Thanks. What about when they put a band around their knees and they half squat down and they sidestep down the gym and back?
Yeah, well, that's glute activation exercise. It's actually a real thing. But again, all these things they're all legitimate, but they're just. How long have you got to train? How much time have you got to train? Maybe, again, like my warm up for legs takes a lot longer than it used to.
Yeah.
But I squat pain free. Yeah. Which is not the case with you. Or the case with a lot of guys I know that are gym bros. Yeah. So there's that, Yeah. Did you so you've been training at home, or you just set up?
I have been. Yesterday I did deadlifts and chin-ups supersets. Okay. Eight of them. Okay. Not too heavy on the deadlift because I don't have enough plates yet to go super heavy. Yeah. But I was doing 100 kilos. I was just doing sets of 8 and then jumping up. And
how's your back? Your back was fucked.
Yeah, it was.
Right.
It was, and I thought, you know what? I haven't deadlifted for a long time, and I've had a sore back. I think I need to actually
punish yourself.
Not punish myself, but just like get it working and get it moving.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, I think if you're idle or you're not training then that's when you get hurt.
I agree.
Yeah. So that's what I did, and my back's nice and sore today.
Is it? In a good way?
Yeah, sore muscle DOMS. Yeah.
Delayed onset muscle soreness.
Yeah. So I did 8 supersets.
Okay.
About 8 reps on the deadlift and aiming for 10 on each set of chins.
That's good. Yeah, your chins are good.
Yeah.
Oh shit. So when I was in, I haven't spoken to you much about my training when I was in Queensland, but I don't know if you've noticed, there's a lot of people wearing the Rock t-shirts that they say things like, hardest worker in the room.
Right.
And they're not.
The Rock is, though.
Is he really? Just like we've had this discussion.
Oh, not talking about training in the gym. Like, I'm sure he trains hard, and he's training for a role currently of Black Adam, a superhero.
Oh yeah.
He's got the gig, Marvel or whatever it is. I don't know what Black Adam is. Presumably he's black and he's
Adam.
Yeah. But he's got the role, so he's going to be playing the superhero.
I don't get excited about any Rock movies.
Don't you?
No, I like him. My favourite I liked you know what one of my favourite silly comedy movies is The Other Guys.
The Other Guys.
Mark Wahlberg and
yes. What's his name?
Yeah, what's his name?
That guy.
That's a great movie with Eva Mendes. And Mark Wahlberg can't understand why. What's his name? What's the guy's name?
Will Ferrell.
Will Ferrell is married to Eva Mendes.
Right.
He's just beside himself.
Yes.
That's a great movie. It's got the Rock in the start and the end.
Right.
But I don't know. I'm not that impressed, man. I'm like he has a gym that's flown to every place he goes to. It's not hard to work out when everything is catered for.
Yeah, but it's not just that he gets his gym workouts in. Look at the prolific amount of movies he's putting out. He's in everything.
Oh, that's amazing. It's not hard work.
I don't see you on the fucking billboards.
That's not because it's not because it's. Yeah, good point.
He's worked hard to get where he is today. Surely you can acknowledge that.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, that's for sure. Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. Okay.
He gets loads of movies. He acts well.
Yeah, he's hustled.
He runs a tequila company now as well. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
They've just shipped out 40,000 cases in their first year of operation or something, which is a record for any spirit, newly on the market.
Yeah.
Like he's killing it.
Yeah, but I feel like that it's all self-perpetuating now. Like he's at a level where
anything he touches is Midas.
Yes. It's like Kevin Hart.
Yes.
And so I don't know. I'm more impressed with.
But he could sit back and just relax on his laurels, but he's still out there, still getting movies, still training like a motherfucker to get that body. His body is getting better and better all the time.
None of that impresses me.
Right.
I went back on gear, like I could have a body like that, not as big physically, but
well,
absolutely.
Wow.
No, man, when you saw me in 2018, unequivocally. If I was taking I sound like a converted. You don't believe me? I mean, I would do it, but the consequences of me doing it.
Not worth.
I'm
doing it to prove the point.
No, definitely not. Yeah, I'm more impressed with people like fighters and things like that are drug tested and still training hard, and like someone like George St. Pierre or something like that, who's a fucking warrior, and he's not on gear.
Is he still fighting?
I haven't had a fight for a while.
Is he still in the game?
No, he's saying he was retired. But the more that I step away from it, the more I realise, especially when you're old, gear negates everything. Like all bets are off. If you're on steroids, it's another level.
Oh yeah.
It's and because now, like, I'm pretty lean and I'm very small, but if I in two or 3 days in a row,
you can see a difference.
I see this automatically.
Yes.
Automatically.
That's what it's like.
Whereas when I was juiced up, I could eat Maccas once or twice a week.
Wouldn't even touch the sides.
In fact, I'd actually probably grow a little bit.
Right.
And yeah, so anyone that's getting, I guess, lauded for being in great shape after 40, that's on gear is like, yeah, it's well done, but it's
so what?
So what?
Yeah.
Like, it really is, and especially if you're on growth hormone, even just a couple of mils a test makes a massive difference.
What do you think? Do you think he uses a lot? Because he's got some more genetics.
Look, he's a big boy, and you're right. He's actually improved, but I think he's also improved because his diet's so much better than it used to be.
It would be.
When he was in the ring, he was pretty soft.
Yes,
like he was a big boy, but he was soft,
yeah.
and maybe that was because it was probably safer to be like that when you're getting thrown around.
Right.
But
or as well as the fact that he didn't have the nutrition down, he didn't know how to.
Yeah.
I'm sure if he had the knowledge he has now, back then he would have been shredded.
Sure, but let's put this in perspective. And I'm not, as I said, I've been in ridiculous shape, as you know, and been huge. So I know what it takes to do that. If you had all your meals prepared for you, a gym to fall out of bed and to train into, and the only stress is learning your lines for the day, you would look like a freak as well. Like it's unequivocal. Yes. You had no stress in your life, none of the stress we've talked about earlier.
Yeah, you've got like 10 figures in your bank account
at any time.
It'd be over 100 million worth.
Yeah, he's the highest paid actor in Hollywood.
25 million or something.
And that's not taking away that he does work hard, because, like, as you said, for every rock there's 100,000 Leonardos that look like a bag of shit, right? Or right. Johnny Depp. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just a bit bitter and twisted about the steroid thing now. I think I am, because like now when I'm in the gym, it's so easy to put on muscle and train like a cockhead and still put on muscle.
When you're on steroids. Yeah.
Like, you can train like a complete moron and eat pretty crappy, and no, you won't be in shape, but you'll still be imposing and big, which is what most guys want.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? And that's and when guys are doing that and walking around thinking they're like achieving something, I think, man, you're an idiot. If you're not deadlifting and squatting and actually doing the hard work and not suffering and being meticulous with your food, why are you taking steroids for? Just so you can get an easy jump.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys like that.
I think that's actually the norm.
You can, you and I have been in the gym world long enough. You can see those guys without even seeing their body.
Yeah,
see their head.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah. Head and cathartic, like they're just anyway. We've been through that, but as maybe, I'm just feeling old and small.
Well, you're in a new category now. You're no longer that big beefcake, right?
And it's noticeable because it's been in my span of my life. It's been a relatively short time. Like, the transition's been very quick from being big to this, and so I'm keenly aware of how much people treat people, especially men, treat you very differently. Like, that guy from Lexus wouldn't have spoken. I know, like, he wouldn't have spoken to me like that when I was big.
No,
like unequivocally.
No, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Wouldn't want to fuck with you.
Yeah.
But now you're just.
Ironically, I look after myself after doing jiu-jitsu or so for a year. I actually would look after myself better now. Not that I'm any fighter, but I have some fight ideas rather than when I was like 110 kilos.
You could probably choke him, right?
Yeah.
Whereas before you would have had no clue even how to throw a punch.
No, I'd have been winded.
Yeah.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah, it is funny.
But the difference is, when you're big, the intimidation factor, you don't need. It trumps everything.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. Anyway, I think that's about it.
That's about it.
I'm Steve Machine Curran.
Kev, Big Daddy Allwood.
Number 58.
That's
Peace out.